All right, welcome in, hockey fans in the Desert Southwest. It's another Sunday special. I'm your host and your guest tonight, Scott Strande. We're talking start of year 5 for us here at Ice Time Hockey Southwest. I just want to do a few minutes of telling you what Ice Time Hockey Southwest is all about. First of all, you know our website. It's ITHSW.com. That's where it all started. As we approach year 5 here on September 1st, 2019, a lot of things have happened here in the Desert Southwest, so we're going to break this into 3 segments. We're going to talk past, present, and future for you. So let's begin with the past. As we look back at where this all started, March of 2014, the Arizona State Sun Devils ACHA D1 team did something that is rarely done in the Desert Southwest for sure, and certainly in Arizona, but the team under head coach Greg Powers won a national championship. That sparked a lot of debate and a lot of changes, folks, in the Desert Southwest, for us personally and also for the hockey program at Arizona State University. With that championship, it led to a determination of a group of people to see this program go to NCAA hockey. Of course, Ray Anderson was a big part of it. Greg Powers was a big part of it. And you, the donors, were a big part of it as Arizona State hockey moved from the club ranks to the NCAA ranks, making them the only team west of the Rockies in the continental U.S. anyway that would have an NCAA program. That happened. It sparked something in me and our team here at Ice Time Hockey Southwest that we thought maybe they deserved some more coverage. We weren't sure what kind of coverage at that point, but we wanted to jump in. We started with a lot of written material on our website. Started as IceTimeSW.com and then moved over a year later to Ice Time Hockey SW. All, though, with the same common goal, which was to grow the game of hockey in the Desert Southwest, not specifically in Arizona, but also in southern Nevada as well. At that time, as Arizona State came aboard, we were also looking at the possibility of an NHL franchise coming our way up in Las Vegas. We also knew that there would be a rise in the ACHA programs based off of the work that Arizona State team did back in March of 2014. So that kind of laid the groundwork for us, gave us the opportunity to find some things that we wanted to do. I spent my time researching all the different aspects, all the different teams, all the different coaches, finding out who they were, what they did, what their goals were, and I seemed to come up with a couple of things. It started with Coach Greg Powers at ASU. Coach Powers wanted to be the guy that led the charge for hockey, at least college hockey in the Desert Southwest. He laid out a roadmap as to what the Sun Devils could do at the ACHA and NCAA levels. And lo and behold, UNLV, U of A, and not even Grand Canyon took hold of Coach Powers' blueprint, if you will, and became very competitive teams in the Desert Southwest. So as that came along, IcetimeHockeySW.com was born. We rotated a little bit from print coverage and photographs to video and audio to where we are today with video and audio coverage for you on our website, on our social media sites, and of course certainly on YouTube channel at IcetimeSW. So we look back in the past. The big turning point was winning that national championship in the ACHA D1 level. Allowed us to find a way to get out and start covering the team and giving them the coverage that they deserved. Again, following that motto that we wanted to grow the game in the Desert Southwest, and that allowed Coach Powers and his team to jump up to NCAA hockey, but also the growth of the ACHA program, followed quickly by the opportunity for a women's program. And I met with Lindsay Ellis a few years ago, and she talked about forming an ASU team. A year after that, Grand Canyon's women's program came on board. And then when we talk ACHA men's hockey, of course, it started at the D2 level, a D3 level. All of a sudden, Grand Canyon was at D2 with a D3. They moved up last fall to be a D1 team. So all of these things, folks, have led us into what we consider a worthy cause, if you will, for hockey in the Desert Southwest. It also allowed us to provide coverage for those teams and just provided another outlet. hoping that the kids will get the recognition that they deserved, and that's where we are right now. So let's take a quick break. Let's come back and let's talk present time hockey here in the Desert Southwest. All right, welcome back in, hockey fans in the Desert Southwest. Again, Scott Strande, your host and your guest tonight on the Sunday special. We're kicking off a month of celebration, if you will, as we begin our 5th year here at ITHSW.com. We talked a little bit about the past. Let's talk about the present. Let's see where we are right now. Couldn't be more surprised and more pleased at the same time as to where we are. Let's start first with the women's programs, with Grand Canyon University and Arizona State University both fielding ACHA D1 teams and growing every single year, from hosting events to actually participating in tournaments as ranked teams, both with the goal of getting to a national tournament and ultimately winning the national title. So hats off to Natalie Rossi over at Grand Canyon University and Lindsay Ellis and both of their coaching staffs. Lindsay Ellis, of course, over at ASU. But where we stand right now is we have two very good ACHA D1 women's teams that are continuing to get better and continuing to move up the ladder. Before we can talk about women's hockey, though, really in detail, we have to talk about Lindsay Fry, who I call her the first lady of women's hockey in Arizona. The things that Lindsay did, and she was one of the first that I reached out to as we started IceTimeHockeySW.com. Lindsay's been instrumental not only in the small fries program, but now as an ambassador for the Arizona Coyotes and all the things that she does, not only for women's hockey, but also for hockey in general. So big shout out to Lindsay Fry for everything that she's done to grow the game. So presently we've got two great ACHA D1 women's teams. We also have a lot of competition and teams in the ACHA men's divisions. We've got Division III teams at Grand Canyon. We've got a Division III team at Northern Arizona. We've got Division II teams at Northern Arizona, Grand Canyon, Arizona State. And then, of course, our Division I teams, which I think might be the very best that we've seen in the Desert Southwest, possibly ever. We've got UNLV fielding a very good competitive team up in Las Vegas. We've got Grand Canyon, which will make their first run at an ACHA D1 tournament this year. We've got Arizona State, which is back and rebounding under head coach Tate Green. And the University of Arizona under coach Chad Berman has set themselves up for another run into the national tournament and ultimately a national championship down in Tucson as well. So a lot of good things happening at the club level currently. As we go, we like to cover all the teams as best we can, but we are feature-based, so what you'll find from us is that we do a lot of feature stuff. That's where we think we fill the void, the niche, if you will, for hockey in the Desert Southwest. Now, that being said, we also look at our NCAA team at Arizona State. Coach Powers has got a great program going over there. They entered into the NCAA National Tournament last season, this current calendar year, actually, in March, end of March. So what Coach Powers has done there is remarkable in taking a club team, basically transformed it into an NCAA team, and now leading the charge towards an NCAA National Championship. I'm going out on a limb right now and saying that this team is ready and poised to make a run into the Frozen Four, which would have been unheard of 2 years ago, maybe even a year ago. But as Brinson Pashnuk put it when he talked about their recent trip to China, he's not done yet. He didn't come here to leave without a national championship. So that's your captain speaking, folks. NCAA hockey at ASU is thriving. It's in a great position right now, and we're happy to be there covering it every step of the way. Follow along with us, specifically on a site that we developed called College Hockey SW Weekly. That's designed to cover NCAA hockey. You can find us at College Hockey SW, and that's on our Twitter feed. So go there, check out what we're doing there. We've got a weekly podcast. We also have all of our ASU NCAA stuff on that site. All underneath the heading, though, of IceTimeHockeySW.com, and that's where we're here, okay? We're here for starting year 5. I also want to talk a little bit about the professional ranks because we did also delve into that. Of course, down in Tucson, we've got the Tucson Roadrunners, which was a team that came about as a minor league affiliate of the Arizona Coyotes. We also, of course, have the Arizona Coyotes, and we have the Vegas Golden Knights. So we've got 2 NHL teams, 1 AHL team, and an NCAA team here in the Desert Southwest. Our goal is to see what we can do to improve the coverage, to be able to provide more coverage, and ultimately grow the game of hockey in the Desert Southwest. That kind of gives you a rundown of where we are presently. This year we're also working on Hockey Talk in the Desert Southwest as a weekly, the only 1-hour weekly hockey show in the Desert Southwest that talks everything hockey from the pro level down to the college level, and do some special features that way as well. And of course, I mentioned College Hockey SW Weekly, which is our NCAA side of things, and then of course IcetimeHockeySW.com covers all of the club action. So let's take another quick break. Let's come back and let's talk the future and where things are headed.
Pre-game like a pro, post-game like a champion at College Bar and Grill. Located across the street from the iconic A Mountain and Sun Devil Stadium and a quick walk from Wells Fargo Arena, College Bar and Grill is your home for the best local craft beer, delicious creative cocktails, tasty food, and Tempe's best atmosphere for Arizona State athletics. College Bar and Grill. Pre-game like a pro, post-game like a champion. Online at ilovecollege.co.
All right. Welcome back in, hockey fans in the Desert Southwest. It's another Sunday special, a Labor Day weekend Sunday special. Your host and guest at the same time, Scott Strande, here with you. We're talking desert hockey. We're talking hockey in the Desert Southwest. We're talking IcetimeHockeySW.com. What makes us tick? What makes us go? Why are we here? We talked about the past. We talked about the present. Now it's time to talk about the future. What are the goals? What are the dreams? What do we want to see happen with this now an incorporation under Icetime Hockey Desert Southwest Inc.? Well, we want to grow, folks. We spent the last 4 years trying to develop great content for you, trying to perfect what we do, trying to find the niches and little nooks and crannies that needed to be filled in our estimation here in the Desert Southwest. But for the future, now's when we look to you. We look to your businesses. We look to your support. We ask you to come on board with us and help support all of these hockey players, coaches, all the people behind the scenes to provide the coverage that we need. We can't do it without you guys, so we look for all of you to come on board. I do want to give out a special shout-out since it is September 1. We do have a special program going right now for our corporate partnerships. You can jump on board with us for 1 whole year for basically 80% off the normal fee, which is normally $2,500 for a year, which is a steal in itself. Right now, you can get on board for just $500, 80% off, or 1/5 of our corporate partnership agreement. Easy to get a hold of us. Reach us at ITHSWsales@gmail.com. Reach out to me on any of our social media platforms by direct message, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You can reach us anywhere along the lines, and we'll be happy to sit down and talk and show you how your business can flourish with us. So as we look to the future, what do we want to do? We want to see more growth. We want to see our Hockey Talk in the Desert Southwest become big and booming and a presence here in the Desert Southwest. We look forward to growing College Hockey SW Weekly, where our podcast will continue to grow and provide great coverage to our NCAA friends over at Arizona State University. In the future, we look to see that grow as well in the Desert Southwest. We'd like to see more teams out here. UNLV, come aboard. Grand Canyon, you're welcome. U of A, you're welcome. California schools, Washington, Oregon, wherever you may be, we're looking for more NCAA college teams west of the Colorado Rockies. So that being said, that's the future, folks. We're asking for you to step up and become a part of this. It's a great way to get great exposure for your business to hockey fans, not only throughout the Desert Southwest, but around the world. We have reaches in Russia, Japan, Europe, China. We've got a lot of followers from a lot of different places, and we expect that to only grow over time. So as we look forward to the future, we look to be bigger, better, stronger, and hopefully that will be the format which will allow us to become your home for hockey in the Desert Southwest. I want to take the time right now to thank everybody that's helped us out so far. Our good friends over at M-Drive, our friends at College Bar and Grill, and of course our great friends over at Oxy Power, everything they do. For all the guys behind the scenes that do all the work, our executive producer Terry Strande is there for us all the time. Zach Bondurant does a wonderful job as our Ice Time Hockey Southwest photographer. We also have my man Paul Hornstein, who's helped us out greatly out in New York as our long-distance devil and my co-host on College Hockey Southwest Weekly, the podcast. Also have to shout out to Tom Callahan down in Tucson, who's helped us out, the former voice of the Tucson Roadrunners. Great step in, great voiceover work for us. And then, of course, all the coaches. Couldn't do it without you, the general managers, and more importantly, the players and fans. Without you, our job is basically non-existent. So thanks a lot for 4 great years. We look forward to another 40 years of great coverage of hockey here in the Desert Southwest. As we begin year 5, we look forward to seeing you all at a hockey rink near us. So this wraps up another edition of the Sunday Special. Look forward to seeing our next guest. We've got 5 more great guests coming up over the next 5 Sundays. Stay tuned right at IceTimeHockeySW.com or, of course, at our YouTube channel at IceTimeSW.
Hey, Michael here from M-Drive. My dad, a world-class scientist, actually made M-Drive for himself to stay active and continue enjoying life. And yes, M-Drive supports healthy testosterone, but it's so much more. M-Drive is the everyday supplement to fuel your drive with more energy and more strength. Listen, we'd love for you to try M-Drive too. Visit mdriveformen.com and we'll give you 20% off your first purchase. Just type in the code DRIVE at checkout. Refine your prime with M-Drive.